you will receive a body. The avatar from which you are experiencing your reality is through the body, which is interpreting the five senses. So in essence, you are an eternal spiritual being that has come into this reality using the avatar of a body. And what happens is this second rule: you will receive lessons. You are enrolled full-time in an informal school called life. So we come here, we have a body, and we come here to experience certain lessons in our life that will help us grow as a spiritual being. The third one, there are no mistakes, only lessons. How many times do you beat yourself up thinking, I made a mistake, I should have done this differently, I should have done this differently? Those weren't mistakes or problems. They were lessons, things you actually learned from it that help you to evolve your own consciousness and, in a way, upgrade to a higher level of awareness. Now the fourth one, lessons are repeated until they are learned. This one's a little bit sometimes uncomfortable. So it means if you don't get the lesson, you repeat it. I've had this happen many times in my life where maybe I was attracting someone into my life and I would refuse to look at what this is actually showing me, but instead what I did is I would put it to the side, not deal with it, and then attract someone else that has that same exact energy. Are there any ways in your own life that you have attracted things and then once you got the lesson, left your life? I know for me, honestly, once I forgave certain people in my life, it was like certain people were in my life to serve a purpose. Once I got the lesson, I didn't have to repeat it. Number 5, learning lessons do not end. If you're alive, that means there's still lessons to be learned. A lot of times there are people that there are people that believe that if they are here, sometimes, honestly, this is going to sound kind of dark, but people that are suicidal sometimes think maybe I've experienced everything I meant to do coming here, or not even that, maybe I just don't want to be here anymore. But what happens is there's a desire to escape this reality. The challenge, and the thing is as an eternal spiritual being, I believe what ends up happening is it ends up creating much more work for the soul. It's a way of getting out immediately, but then you have to maybe even be born into another body and go through the same exact 20, 30, 40, 50 years of experience to get to the same spot to continue to learn the lesson. So it's about understanding that if you're here, there's a reason you're here, there's lessons to be learned, and sometimes those lessons may involve feeling emotions that feel uncomfortable. But the more that you feel it, the more that you heal it, the more that you allow yourself to learn the lesson and to process the past. The number 6, there is no better than here. There is no better than here. This moment right now is where you want to be. Most of our life, we're looking to the future. We're trying to escape where we are to get somewhere else. When we absorb into this moment right here and we realize it's about the journey, it's about the process, it makes things so much easier. Like when I'm making this video right now, if I'm making this video to get to the end so that I can get it over with so I can do something else, you'll feel that. But I want to be here, right now with you. And by being here, you probably feel there's more present energy than if I was trying to escape. Now, number 7, other people are merely mirrors of you. You cannot love or hate something about someone unless it reflects to you something you love or hate about yourself. Holy shit. Other people are just mirrors. If you dislike someone else or someone else triggers you in some way, there's something about it within you, otherwise it wouldn't be active. This one's definitely hard to look at sometimes. You're telling me that the thing that I hate about this person or the thing that triggers me about this person is also in me? I don't want to hear that. No, I'm so different than them. But really, it's the energy and the denial that exists inside to begin with. This is something that's sometimes hard to look at, but when you realize everyone else is a mirror, it's then not how do I change everyone else, it's how can I change myself. Now 8, what you make of life is up to you. You have all the tools and resources you need. What you do with them is up to you. So everything in life is fundamentally neutral, other than the meaning you give it. You have the tools and the resources within you to tap into whatever power exists within inside of you to make the change in your life. It's only when we believe I don't have power or I don't have that of the resources that we then experience that reality. That's why Tony Robbins says this a lot. It's not about having the resources, it's about being resourceful. You can figure out just about anything if you put your mind to it. For example, I know this, like I do these challenges, these things for full-time purpose where we teach people how to go full-time doing what they love. And you know, when I first got on YouTube, I didn't know how to edit. I could have said, I don't know how to edit, I'm not gonna make videos. I went on YouTube and I became resourceful. I realized there are YouTube videos that show people how to edit, just about for every program. So I said, I have iMovie on Mac. How do I edit using iMovie? I learned how to edit. But sometimes I see when we're doing these challenges, people get so blocked because there's one little block and they're like, oh, I couldn't do the homework because of this. It's like, go to YouTube and figure it out. You can figure out just about anything online. And then when people realize that, they're like, well, I didn't do this because I didn't know how to do the graphic design for Canva. You go in and you can figure it out by going on YouTube. So be resourceful. Realize YouTube is the analogy for like your own power of reality. There are people, if you could bust through the fear of talking to other people, you could ask somebody else on social media, how do you do this? Anyone know how to do this? Can you show me how to do this on Zoom real quick? Probably somebody would help you. So be resourceful. Now 9, the answers to life's questions lie within you. All you need to do is look, listen, and trust. Everything exists inside of you. I've been learning this more and more with meditation. I've been focusing on getting better and better at leading guided meditation. So I've been doing crap loads of meditations. And a lot of these meditations look into the subconscious mind. And what they do is they're different permission slips for unveiling different things that already exist inside. For example, if I got you into a meditative state, or we got into a meditative state together, because that's honestly what it is too. I get into the meditative state and it's like we're both in it. And I were to tell you to imagine your higher self in front of you, giving you that of a piece of paper. On this piece of paper, there's a word that's written that represents the limiting belief that's holding you back. And then you took this piece of paper and you opened it up. What does it say? Now, maybe right now, something comes to you. Maybe not. Maybe you got to be in a meditative state and we got to do a whole meditation for it. But many times people will have an experience where their higher self gives them this piece of paper, they open it up and they see, oh, I'm unworthy. That's the thing that's holding me back the most. Now, the answer was within them the whole entire time. That was just unveiling the subconscious mind. Subconscious still means it's there. Sub means under. Conscious, under conscious, under the consciousness, awareness. It's there, the light hasn't been shined on it to become aware of it. Now, many times in meditation, I've done these different exercises, become aware of these things inside of myself. And using that of meditation, the subconscious mind, it allows me to become aware of it. And I realize it's always there. So what is the 10th rule? The answers to life questions lie within you. All you need to do is look, listen, and trust. That was number 9. Let's go to number 10. This one's great. Remember at the beginning I said, oh, this is a rule coming up in a minute. This is the last one. Number 10, you will forget all of this at birth. You will forget who you are so that you can go through the process of life of remembering who you are and remembering these rules. So, which of these rules did you most need to hear? Which of these rules did you most need to literally remember? As you remember these rules, you give yourself the ability to allow yourself to increase your own level of consciousness, because then you see things from a higher perspective, and let go of the limiting beliefs and the limiting stories that you bought into for so long. Which of these 10 rules was the one you most needed to hear?